What is up, everybody? Slashing Through here with another review, and it's been a while. Finally, we have a new Alien movie, Alien Romulus, so let's talk about it. With this new movie, finally we get something that is different, at least they approached it in a different way. And I must say, Alien Romulus is a movie that you should watch at least once. It will be dividing, again, a lot of audiences and stuff, but it is what it is with these movies. I think it already happened with Alien 3 back in the day. It happened with Prometheus. And basically, this will reignite this discussion about which way Alien should go. So after the flop of Prometheus and the flop of Covenant, the story got redirected. We are not looking anymore at the storylines of those. It's completely scratched. This one, Alien Romulus, is playing between the first movie and the second movie. So between Alien and Aliens. And is set 20 years after Alien. That gives a little bit of room for new ideas. Things like prototype weapons and stuff like that, which has been done pretty well. I must say the first half an hour, at least, the whole world building, everything is really done well. Happy to see that they try to show how a colonization part is working and show also the desperation of the people that are working for Weyland Yutani. Those things are really nice to see. It's something different, it's something fresh. And the first half an hour with the tension building up and basically these kids trying to find a way off the planet that they are basically stuck on. They want to have a better life. And what they find are some sleeping pods that they can use to travel further. So 9 years down the line, they would go to another planet, but they need sleeping pods. And the sleeping pods are in an abandoned station above the planet, which has been basically abandoned. And, well, all kinds of stuff happens. I'm not going to go into all those things. This is not a spoiler review. But I think if you look at the movie itself, it's very decently done. They really looked at Alien Isolation a lot. I'm not sure if many people have played that game. If not, go play it. But the tension, the atmosphere, the hunting of the alien, it is really well done. So another thing that was really good, and that had to do with the guy that is playing the android, and that's David Johnson. He really did a good performance there. I don't know what's going on. I mean, Prometheus, Alien Covenant, Alien Romulus now, all these great portrayals of the ones that are playing androids. I don't know what's going on. I mean, most of the times those are more interesting than the actual characters. He just really did a well job, and he went between a good robot or a good android to a bad android, and then some mix in between because of all things that are happening. Really good. I was happy with his performance. He really gave it a nice twist. What you noticed in the second part of the movie is that it shifted from this atmospheric tension, creepy kind of thing into a more action-oriented thing. There's a lot more happening in the second part, and it is really something that could have done a little bit better, because you really notice the cut between those parts. So part 1 is where you really have the tension, where the atmosphere is building, where they're actually doing storytelling, and then the second part where they really only have action-orientated things going on. Which is a bit of a shame, because that could have blended in a bit better together, and maybe that's me nitpicking, but I feel like they could have done more with it. Sometimes it feels like they had different scripts for those parts and they wanted to mesh it together. And maybe that's also a good metaphor for the whole movie itself. Sometimes it feels a bit meshed together, like too many ideas crammed in one little story. Because in the end, the story is not major. There's not a big storytelling thing going on. I think Prometheus did that a lot better. Story-wise, it just wanted to say more and they really did more with it. And this is very compact and very, basically little parts that you can just those that are easily digested, basically. So for me, that's a bit of a shame for that part of the movie. I must say that the third part of the movie, it felt a bit like Alien Resurrection. I mean, if people see the movie, they know what I'm talking about. And it's a bit, it wasn't necessary. So for me, that really kind of killed the vibe from the movie. Where I first was like, this movie, it's really going to be like an 8 or a 9 movie. And it brought me completely down with my grade because it felt tacked on. It didn't feel like it was meant that way. I feel that a lot of things happened just because the script dictated that it happened. It didn't have any feelings towards it. And it went really quick. So if you look at the movie itself, the runtime is pretty okay. Could they cut like 10, 15 minutes out of it? I think so. Or made it more interesting by telling a little bit more, then I'm willing to listen and to really see what it is about. But now it was just like, we have this shot, we have this shot, we have that shot. And that all quickly after each other. So no time to really brief about anything or to digest certain things. When you in the beginning get like these chunks that you can digest, and then it kind of stops doing that. It just wants to push out things. So that for me made it a bit less, and the fan service in this movie was really not needed. I mean, I'm not talking about a prototype pulse rifle that gets introduced, which has this iconic sound to it, which is really great to relive in the cinema. I'm not talking about that, but there are some other parts that are really purely there for fan service, and this was not needed. The movie didn't need this fan service. So for me, that's a bit of a negative to that part. And maybe those are a bit nitpicking things, but it are things that were bothering me. All in all, I must say, Alien Romulus is a very nice movie to watch. I would rewatch this. I would not say, a lot of people say it's a lot better than Alien 3, for instance. I don't think the identity for Alien Romulus is that big that it can surpass Alien 3 from my point of view. So for me, that's one of those things that I don't agree with a lot of people, that they already say, this is the third best Alien movie. I think Alien 3 is really slept on. I feel that it really had its own setting and its own story to tell. And with this, it was a bit less about storytelling, but more showing a little bit of body horror, the tension, the creepiness of the alien, which are all good things, but you also need a nice proper story to go with that. All in all, I would say it's a good 7.5 out of 10 for Alien Romulus from my side. Can it be better? Yes. Could it be worse? Way worse. And that's where I'm a bit standing. I think it's a nice entry. Sometimes it feels a bit too much like a fan movie, but besides that, I can enjoy it. What I saw was enjoyable, and I would recommend you to see it as well. This is Slashing Through with another review. And if you like this, like it, please subscribe, and till next time.